Hello viewers, it's Peter Elgar from Brentwood, Essex, England again. Haven't been on for a long while because I've had so many operations in hospital and stuff. There we are, but I've been loaned this weird camera from a camera club friend called the CANON EXee. Now I'm going to show you a bit about it. Well, I've never seen one of these, they're quite rare evidently. He said even the lens cap is worth a lot of money. Well, let's see what we can tell you about it. The EXee stands for electric eye. It's through the lens exposure metering, but the lens is not interchangeable. However, what happens is you can unscrew the front element here, similar to the Retina SLR series, and you can replace that with another element, 35mm wide angle, and there's a 95mm short telly, and there's a 125mm short telly, and it converts it into those focal lengths. The rear element is still in there. You change this element. So when you change it, you have to be careful, don't get any dust and dirt in, but I've never seen any of the other interchangeable front elements. They're so rare. But that's how it works. So the whole lens doesn't come off. So what does electric eye mean? It means there's a battery here. It's one of the dreadful mercury, 1.35 volts. So there's nothing in there at the moment. And my friend found the battery had leaked, and I took off the base plate here to lubricate everything inside, and there's all green verdigris which is on the control inside underneath the battery, damaged the battery contact, so it won't work anymore, but it will work without a battery. So how do you work it? If you have a battery, you put the control here to the word EE. Then it switches on the electric eye. There's an off switch here, off control. But if you want to use it with no battery, you turn it to this bit here, because this is the aperture control. There's no aperture control on here because you have to take the front element off. Only the distance control and focusing. So you look through here, and on the right hand side you see the list of apertures going up from 1.8 to f16, and if you turn that, a little pointer goes to the aperture that you want. And this side has the shutter speed from a 500th to 1/8 of a second. You set your film speed in here. It goes up to 800 ASA. Then it goes down to 25 ASA on there. Then you have a wind lever here, and you have a film plane indicator there for focusing distances if you want to use that. Wind here, and it's set. Lovely shutter because it's all been lubricated inside. Lovely jubbly, look at that, beautiful. Here's the focusing. Now when you focus, you have an aerial image, so it's extremely bright, but most of it is in focus all the time. It's like the Lubitel Russian twin lens reflex. Most of the screen is in focus all the time. In the middle there's a tiny little microprism bit, which you have to turn this until that goes clear. But it's not very easy to see. I've found out it's not very easy to see, so you have to check on your distance scale to see if you've got it correct, thereabouts. So there we are, you've got a depth of field indicator here. So if you've got it on, say, 10 feet, 3 meters roughly, and you've got it on f8 in here, and you look that side where 8 occurs, and it goes up to 15 foot 5 meters, and that side goes up to F8, it'll go up to about 8 foot there. So everything from 8 foot to 15 foot will be acceptably sharp. When you're focused on 10 and you stop down to F8, that's your depth of field indicator. The front has a delayed action that works, and on the side you have a 3mm coaxial socket for plugging a flash. There's no hot shoe as such. There's only an attachment here, you can put a flash gun, but there's no electrical connection there. You have to put it with a wire here. So we'll open it up and I'll show you how you load it, because this has the CANON quick load system. It's got some nice new foam seals I've done. All the foam seals was rotten. That one has been renewed. This one here has been renewed, all nice and new. This is the CANON quick load system, just like the FTBN I showed you in one of my videos. So you place a cassette in here, like that. You wiggle it down, you pull it out until it goes across to the red line here. Make certain you've got a sprocket hole with a cog in it. Then you close the back and that clamps the film, see that? Then you can take up the slack here, then you can wind your film and watch the rewind knob going round. Yeah, that's correctly loaded. And it automatically will show the counting in there. Number 1. And we'll show you slow speed. That's 8th of a second. That's going. The sound of it, weird, isn't it? Well, when you've taken all your pictures or your snaps, you've got to press in the rewind button to disengage the clutch. Then you can rewind the film back into the cassette. So I'll show you the action. Don't forget, if you're a beginner, you don't open the back of your camera to do this. Otherwise you'll fog your film if you're a beginner. But look, that's how it goes. Rewinds the film back into the cassette, and you can leave a little bit out for ease of processing. There. So I've taken some pictures with it, and it all works except the battery doesn't work. There's the slow speed, 1/8 of a second. Put it onto brief time. Now you can see that aperture stopped down. We'll turn this control here and you should see the aperture. No, it's not altering, it's stopped down. Look. That's strange, it's not altering. We'll see what happens here. It did work. Oh, there we are. It's open now. It doesn't work when the shutter's open. Now that's, put it to F16, you get a small hole. Yeah, there's a small hole. How small that is, that's F16. Put it to 1.8, full aperture. There, that's on full aperture, 1.8. It's sharp at 1.8, where you focus, because you don't get much depth of field at 1.8. But all in all, it's a strange and